Welcome everybody. This tutorial is going to walk you through how to create a custom task in Mathspace. And there's three objectives in this tutorial. Number one, how to create and assign a custom task, how to share a custom task, and then how to view the results of a task. Now the first thing we're going to do is get ourselves logged in to Mathspace. And upon doing so, you'll always get brought to your calendar or your planner view in Mathspace. Now, before you create a task, you want to make sure that you have selected the class that you are creating the task for. Once you've done that, click on Create Task on the upper right-hand side. Now there's three task types available in Mathspace: adaptive, custom, and fast track. This tutorial is only going to talk about a custom task, and I think you'll find this to be the most useful type of task. Along the task details, we can edit the start date, the due date, how long we want the task to be available, whether or not the numbers vary for students, and whether or not students are able to receive hints or watch videos during the task. But I think the most valuable feature here is the Assign To box. If you choose to use the same task for multiple classes, you can select them in this portion of the task details. So for this particular example, I want to assign the same task to two different classes, and I can do so right there. Once you've taken care of the task details, you're going to scroll down. Now, there's a variety of ways to find problems to pull into your task. The first thing you can do is look under the topics. You could also look under the subtopics. You can even change the textbook that you want to pull questions from. In this case, I'm going to start with the pre-calculus book. I think the fastest way to find problems is to go to search subtopics. So for this particular example, I want to do a task on limits. In particular, limits at infinity. Once you've selected a subtopic, all of the problems from that subtopic will show up on the left-hand side of the screen. To view questions in more detail, you can click on the magnifying glass. To actually try the problem from the perspective of a student, you can click on Try This Problem. Once you decide that a question is one that you would like to put into your task, you simply drag the particular problem from the left side of the screen to the right side of the screen. So for example, let's say I like this one. I'm just going to drag it from the left side to the right side. And my first question has been added. So for this example, I'll just drag over a couple more. Now, if you want to include problems from multiple subtopics, it's easy to do. You can just go right back up into the subtopic, pick something else. I'll go back to my limits. But this time, maybe I'll select something like evaluating limits. I can go through the same process as before. Notice how my original questions are still there, and I can add on a few more. I can even add problems from other textbooks. So for example, I just picked problems that were all from the pre-calculus book. But let's say I want to do derivatives and nothing comes up for that particular subtopic. I can choose a different textbook, like the calculus textbook, and find problems from that textbook. So not only can you pull problems in from different subtopics, you can also pull in different problems from other curriculums. Now, once you have generated all the questions that you want for a particular task, you're ready to save and share it. But it's worth pointing out that Once you save it, you cannot edit any of the questions. You can't pull off questions, you can't import more questions. The only thing that you're going to be able to edit are the due dates. So what I recommend you do is really look over, once you have your list of custom questions, make sure that they look exactly how you want it. Once it's ready, scroll to the bottom, give the task a name. And if you're going to want to share it with a colleague, or if you're going to want to use the task for yourself in the future, you want to make sure that you click on this checkbox. If you don't click on that, you're not going to be able to reuse this task at a later time. Once that's set, click Save. There's the assignment there. If I go back out to my planner, it will show up on the calendar, and it will show up on the due date. Even though it's available from the 12th on to the 19th, it's only going to show up on that due date. Now, once students begin to complete the task, you can see the results under grades. Notice how, since I just assigned this, nothing is showing up. But if I go to an old assignment, for example, I can click on the assignment, and I can see how students performed on every question. So this is a great way to very quickly see how students have done on an assignment. I always look for the red X's. If there's a lot of red X's, I know that I need to go over that particular topic. Now, if I go back to my planner, let's talk about where those shared exercises are. If you go over here to shared exercises, any exercises that have been shared amongst colleagues are going to show up here. Very easy to filter them. For example, the task I just made is showing up right there. So if I had not clicked on that share task, then I would not be able to access it later on. That walks you through how to create a custom task in Mathspace. I hope that helped you. If you have any questions, please let me know. Thanks for watching.